because he dislocated his hip. I mean, it was a bad fall. So that's that. A wild rice, we were talking about Thanksgiving and what we like to eat. I like to eat wild rice. It's really good. What else did she say there? And she made it sound like it's all in one little thing, and it's not. You can go to Shillbillies, the News Dude show, and look at the commentary yourself. If you're really that interested, I don't see why, but I just wanted to show that she's pulling things out of context. It's not truthful. It's lying by omission, and what else do you expect from her? I don't think the woman knows how to be honest. You know, and who the hell would care? People are getting really tired of this church lady debate that we're having. This is something that would happen in a church where women would go back and forth. And then the other people go, let's pray for them. Let's put them on the prayer list, shall we? And you know it's true. It is true. You know, this is very tired, and it is time to move on. When I said he was right, that your father should have protected you, he should have. He should have protected you. You know, you as a young girl did not deserve to be treated that way unless what you're saying is not truthful and your mother did not harm you. I could see why you'd want to defend your father then. So I have two ways of looking at this. That you were lying about your mother, and you're upset that you're getting called on it, because yeah, your dad should have protected you. Or your mother was harming you, and is so hurtful and so painful, and that you wished you had kept it private, that you really didn't want to expose that personal part of your history out to the world. And I could understand that as well. And that your father should have protected you, and he didn't, and that hurt. That hurts that he thought you weren't good enough. That the wrong child died when your brother died. And I know you told me that. These are very hurtful things, and I'm sorry you had to go through those. But it doesn't give you the right to hurt others. You may have every reason in the world to go after him, but you put that out there. I mean, why don't you go listen to that old Vince in the Bay podcast, where you were happy and carefree before the swatting, before all this. One Angry Jew was on there. Dr. Herpington, Goofy Bone, a lot of people from the old crowd at Blog Talk Radio. Maybe there's even a way that you could coexist with us. But I'm telling you right now that this acting like this mafia person, this isn't going to work. Trying to make people feel more broken than you are, it is not going to work. It's time to abandon your old ways and adopt new ones. You know, I'm not as narcissistic as I used to be. I still have my issues, true. But I'm getting better at them, and I'm proud of that. Just like I've lost weight, and I'm proud of that too. So, we have to live with our choices. Let's listen to the next vile declaration of you.
Here's another one.
Yeah? Go ahead.
Goes, I think that Debbie smells like flowers.
Okay.
She responded, death flowers for dumpster.
Oh, of course, it was funny.
So when Joe brings this out on his show, she goes, she starts it with me.
You do.
And Joe goes, I don't think so. You always attack her in every chat room she sees, and then she's left to do nothing but defend herself.
No.
We have a little bit more.
That is not what happened.
Go on and take the dumpster. Dumpster juice and all.
I did say that.
She wouldn't be dry.
Oh, I gotta stop right there. He was talking about he lost his girlfriend as she left. They argued and they're separated. And he was talking about having her come up to Canada and live with him. I'm like, good, get out of the country. Like, I'm all for this, right? And I just made a joke about her and Dumpster and Dumpster Juice. Because she's older, she's that she wouldn't be dry. At least she would be wet with all that dumpster juice. I know it's kind of nasty, but hey, I said it. And I was laughing. And he was laughing.
But if you go, you won't be able to get the smell off of you.
Oh, well, this is true, too.
Hey, dumpster,
So this
at
is
least
my
your son
snarkiness.
doesn't have to pay the electricity anymore like when you lost your house. Ha, 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 she says.
Yeah, I did 3 haws.
But
she paused after she did that because I think it hurt. And maybe I shouldn't have done that low blow. The summer they were losing their house. They lost their business. And it was a bail bonding business. And then they lost their home, which it was a nice home. I mean, I'll give her that. And he had bought her a mop. One of her podcasts, she was talking how her son had bought her a nice mop because she was having to do the housework again. They couldn't pay for maids. And then he had paid the electric bill. So he was working at the time and he could help out. Now imagine with the size of the house, that it was a sizable electric bill. So I think that kind of hurt her, but I was just in that mode where I wanted to go back at her because she's saying things in the chat room, which you can no longer see because she asked him to ban her so that would lose all the data that she entered. So let's hear what she has to say next.
When I heard her deliberately deny that she had done that, I realized it's
I missed something here.
I'm done.
She's done.
I can't deal with that.
For the 1,000th time, she's done
liar,
with me.
You can't deal with them. You can't.
No one can deal with you.
Is endless. They can say and do anything. Anything.
Kind of like you.
And that, my friends, is the dictionary definition of psychosis. A person that is lost in an imaginary world.
Oh, she's so stupid.
My world is this big...
Well, there seems to be something wrong with my console. Let me try to do it this way.
Everything. But he can do that. This is his house.
Hold on, it's messing up.
In an imaginary world.
Okay, there she goes.
My world is this big...
She gets to play clips in a few minutes. I guess she had some dead air there. But I want to play the clips that were original to the show. So you can see how she's lying by omission.
Everything. But this
is a good example.
This is his house. And that little mullet that calls me Mika, my beautiful son and daughter, my soon-to-be son, oh, God help me, that's my life. That's what I do. I come on here and I do a podcast because I love my podcast. A lot of people listen and I have fun with it. And then I have these people that come into it that are like, no, she did it. I'm done. I'm done. It's boo-boo. I'm done. And that's Gone with the Wind with a D. And that's quoting Sandra Bullock. Done. You proved yourself in open air, in open court, you could say. You lied when you were called on the carpet by the very person's chat room the very person whose chat room you did it in. No, I didn't. She started it. He said, no, she didn't. She always does. No, I don't. And I sat there and I thought, there you go. There's your sign. There you go. That's all I had to see. And I hope that anybody in the chat room that saw that, there's no more proof you need. She sat right there. And then when Joe said, take over, I'm going to go do something, he went downstairs to get his soup that he was cooking. She sat there and just said, well, now you know that you lost your house and you lost your business and all, just this spewing this word vomit out of her mouth. I didn't lose my house. We sold our house. We got a new house. I'm not allowed to move. You lost your house. And I thought to myself, why am I even dealing with this? This is psychotic behavior. I'm trying to rationalize somebody that's obviously insane. You'd have to be insane. You can say that she's got borderline personality disorder. She's got this. Bitch, That's what we call nuts. Anybody that thinks like that is nuts. And the fact that she's been stalking me, this is what Sonny said. The very fact that she's been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. What is that? I've never stalked anybody.
Whoa! She's never stalked anybody. Please, please. God is crying right now. Dumpster, God is crying right now. You know, the fact that I've been stalking for 5 years is not true. It's just fucking not true. All right, let's go down the list. Do I email you? No. Does Dumpster email me? Yes. Do I Skype you? No. Does Dumpster Skype me? Yes. Even in August, she had sent me some Skypes. And no. No. An account that I didn't have her banned on yet. Do you call my kids? Yes, you did. But to your credit, I will say you only did it once that I know of. But it was so sick, so twisted, so perverted that it was jaw-dropping. My daughter was 14 years old. You're asking her if men are going in and out of my bedroom. You're asking her to come down to Texas. You'll fit right in. And then there's the time you acted like you were coming up to Tulsa to get a restraining order. Now, Sonny, if you're listening, I really want you to listen to this. I don't do things like this. I don't contact her family. Her husband contacted me on more than one occasion. And he stood up for me once. He actually stood up to his wife because she was not treating me well on her podcast. And they went to separate places that night. I think it was really stupid, but it is what it is. You know, I'm thinking about these things. And, you know, the email that she sent to me, one of them, you know, the police have that. The cyber police, that part of the police in my area. She came up to Tulsa claiming that she was going to get a restraining order. Well, I talked to the police. I called down to the courthouse. You know, I'm somewhat friendly with them. And there was nothing from a Debbie Montoya or Debbie Daly. She wouldn't use that name. It would be Debbie Montoya. There was nothing at all on there. I had to send my 2 kids out of the city because I didn't know how crazy is she. How armed up is she this time? You know, people would call and said that she just drove by my place. I mean, think about it. And she did a whole month of that. People were believing she had a restraining order against me. But get this, you can't get a restraining order here. You have to get a protective order. So, I mean, yeah, as far as the stalking, I am not the one stalking. She is. She is the stalker. And then she called Dr. Phil. She tried to make it sound like I had swatted her from what the producer had told me. I know one thing. If you come from a position of defense, you will not win. And this woman is so psychotic that she believes her own lies. She's narcissistic. You know, for people that have spent any amount of time, that's not a stretch of the imagination. I mean, we can talk about what that is, but I think most people know what a narcissist is if they listen to their show. So, and the fact that on that show, the Shillbilly Show, she admitted to downloading, I think it was 153 of my shows. I mean, hello. She listens to me all the time. I mean, maybe she is a fan and I don't know that. But I do plan to play part of Shillbilly's show. But let's go ahead and listen to what else she has to say because it's just, wow. Unbelievable.
Much less for 5 years. I'm done with you.
You're done with me? Then why are you still talking about me? Ugh.
And it seems like it goes on like this forever.
Well, yeah, because you won't stop.
You must forget.
You spew. You're figured out. Walk it out. I'm sorry.
I'm figured out?
Yeah, I say walk it out. I say walk it out all the time. That's what I was raised with. Walk it out. Get over it.
Mm-hmm. With the father who did not protect you.
I mean, get over yourself.
He did not protect you while your mother abused you. She came after you with a butcher knife, right?
What part of...
Where the hell was your father?